Today we're going to talk about some of the mistakes people make when using texturizing shears. Yeah, you might be making those same mistakes yourself. Let's see. The very first mistake I see people do when they're using texturizing shears is using them on curly hair. Don't use them on curly hair. Do you know why? First of all, curly hair is prone to frizz, and curly hair actually needs more thickness, more bluntness on the ends of the hair so they can kind of meet up and not be frizzy. If you take away the bluntness off the ends of the hair with texturizing shears or with going in and point cutting, you will make their hair a little bit more frizzy. I don't know. That's the very first thing. Just don't use them on wavy hair, or you can use them on wavy hair. Don't use them on curly hair, okay? And if you have curly hair and you see someone going in there with texturizing shears, please stop them. You have permission to stop them from doing anything to your hair. It's very hard, I know, as a client sitting in the chair to feel like you have the power to tell your stylist to quit doing what they're doing. But you do. It's your hair. You have the power to do that, and you have permission to do so. All right, number two. What I see people do is they don't know where to texturize the hair. So I would suggest not to texturize this top section or around the face until you get used to using your texturizing shears. Okay, texturize underneath if you're trying to remove bulk. And also, always remember, no matter what the length of hair is, you don't want to go anywhere closer than what it is halfway the length. So if it's this long, this is the middle of the hair, you do not want to texturize this area of the hair. Only texturize the mid-length to the ends. I don't care if their hair is this little. If it's only 3 inches, you find the middle of it and you only texturize the mid-length to the ends. Okay, do not texturize hair this close to the scalp. And the reason why you don't want to do that is because it will poke out. You might get a lot of volume or a lot of, well, what you're doing is you're creating shorter hair strands underneath, but what will happen is they'll stick out in between the longer strands, and it just won't grow out well for you. Okay, it might look good if they're leaving the salon, or it might look good that day, but trust me, it's not going to look good in a few days when it starts growing and moving. So do yourself a favor. Always, I mean, if you don't remember anything else about texturizing hair, just make sure that you're finding the middle of the strand and only texturizing from the mid-lengths to the end. This is a huge one, okay? Don't go into the hair, and this is even if you're doing it on yourself, don't go in horizontally. This is horizontally, this is vertically. Don't go in and pick up the hair, hold it horizontally, and make a cut horizontal. Do not do that. Okay, this is what's going to happen. I'm going to show you right now what's going to happen. If we go in, let me get this out of the way. If we go in and we cut horizontal and horizontal, okay, watch what's going to happen. You will see that line. I can see it here. I don't know if you guys can see it, but you can see the line where we just cut. And you will create this ridge of hair. So it's real thick. I mean, I could see it right here. See it? And you will create a ridge of hair and then thinness. Don't do that. I can see it right there. I just ruined this girl's hair. What you want to do instead is don't take horizontal sections. You want to go in and take vertical sections. This is what I mean by vertical sections. We've got our section vertical, up and down, 1 inch section. We're holding it out from the head, and forget, yes, we're not doing this part, okay? Pretend like I've got this clipped up out of the way. I don't have any clips on me, but Okay, so we're taking our vertical section, holding it out away from the head. And again, you don't want to go in straight to the head. You always want to go in an angle. What this will do is it'll give you softness as it's growing out. Softness. So again, find your mid strand. So I don't want to go anywhere in here. Okay, it'd be too short. So this is my middle of my hair. So anything past this I can do. Make sense? So I'm going to go in at a 45-degree angle and I'm going to cut it there. The reason you do this is so you have softness blending on the ends. Now say you went in and you had somebody walk in and they had just jacked up hair. Their layers were just layer, layer, layer. How would you go about blending that so you could at least fix their haircut? You would go in with your texturizing shears. You would hold up that hair wherever it wasn't connected, those ends, you would go in and just connect it on the ends with your texturizing shears. That would give you the most blended look that you can get. Let's do something creative. Say you had somebody who came in, so say you only had one pair of thinning shears, which I do because I don't use them that often, to tell you the truth. I really don't. You don't need to use thinning shears, but say you got one pair of thinning shears, but the teeth are too close together. That would take out too much hair for you. You can go in and weave the hair, okay, just like you were weaving color, and then just take that section and right, and so you've just weaved out half of the hair. You take that section out and then you texturize that. You could do that. What that's also good for is as well, so say you had somebody and they had really over processed highlights or lowlights and you didn't have time, or maybe you did it, maybe you put in too many lowlights and their hair's really dark, or too many highlights, and whatever the case, right? You can go in and correct color by going in, finding it, and say you had like 4 stripes of blonde here. You could take those stripes out of that section of hair and pretend like these are your blonde pieces. And again, you still want that rule of halfway. Sorry, you can't do anything about it up here, but you could sure do it down here and just take those blonde pieces, not all of it, but you definitely diffuse it, or the low lights too, and it would brighten up somebody's hair. And it's kind of magical. Say you have a man's haircut and it's just not blending correctly, and I wish this was shorter, but pretend like it's a man's haircut. And you can do texturizing shears over comb. Okay, you know how when you're using scissor over comb and you're cut, use your texturizing shears over your comb and you can blend out anything with your texturizing shears instead of your regular shears. And it just has a softer, diffused line to it. Again, these are just common mistakes, common concerns with thinning shears. If there's a suggestion that you'd like to see, hit me up. I will try to answer all your questions. Again, thank you for being part of this community. If you are trying any of these tips and tricks on yourself and you would like to reach out and maybe get some advice first, I'm here for you. And remember to share, like, subscribe, and remember, when you know better, you do better. I'll see you next time.